Do you know what? Now, do you know what to do? Like, do you not do if you run into a big cat in the wild? Like if you're in the mountains.
Do you go?
You scratch his chin.
No, you run into like a cat on a trail, like a mountain lion. Do you know what to do?
You're supposed to like make yourself appear bigger. Like you open your jacket and you don't turn your back to it.
Right. And then like what else? Like with a bear, you know what to do, right? If you run into a bear.
No,
You throw
curl up
Gavin
in
a
a ball,
ball,
right?
You kneecap Gavin and run.
Have you heard like what to do if you run into a bear?
Well, I'm from England.
Well, you live in America now.
Yeah.
So.
There's bears everywhere in Austin.
Yeah.
In England, they train you what to do if you run into French people. But no, you're supposed to go to sleep, or like not go to sleep. You're supposed to act like you're dead for a bear.
There's no way in hell I would ever.
You're like, oh, there's a bear over there. Fuck that guy.
Take a shower, wash your face.
The bear's like, holy shit, this guy's a badass. He doesn't care at all.
This guy's crazy. He must be on something.
He must be getting out of here. Venom.
And then when you fall asleep, the bear cuddles up like a teddy bear,
Yeah,
and you hug it. No, but for a cat, it's the exact opposite. Is that they have to train people in areas where there's big, like mountain cats, that you do the opposite. That if you see a cat, you make a big commotion and you make yourself look bigger. And if the cat comes at you, it says in capital letters, fight. It says, you do not play dead for a cat. Cats love to fucking torture dead things.
I've never
yeah.
been in a proper fist fight. I've never had a guy come at me and swing. But do you just treat it the same way? Like, have you ever been in a fight?
Yeah, what are you gonna open your jacket to some guy into the sky?
Oh, come on, bro.
You go, and then you open your jacket up as big as you can. I would assume I would fight it the exact same way I'd fight a smaller cat. I'd just kick, like, not that I do this on a regular basis, but I would just like kick and shit at the mountain lion.
But when a guy comes at you, it's all about the first whack, right? You don't want to be punched in the face.
You always want to be the guy who whacks first.
If you're being chased by a big dog,
Go ahead.
doesn't it make more sense, instead of trying to run away, because it will catch you and it will jump on your back and take you down, to charge it? To turn around and just like run in the opposite direction and use your weight to throw it off?
I don't know.
How big of a dog are we
A
talking
German
about?
Shepherd.
Does it have more momentum? It's going to have more momentum, and it's going to knock you down anyway.
Yeah, but at least you have some kind of control in the situation. Like if he's just jumping on your back, you're done. Like you have, what do you fight a dog like that?
You're gonna be in the defense if a dog is coming after you in any capacity at all.
I've
Like,
played
there's
enough-
no way to get it. Like
No,
I think you
just run
gotta
into
bait
it.
him into biting your arm, and then
yeah, you gotta
him.
sacrifice a forearm in order to get a shot
If you
off.
don't give the dog the arm, what does the dog do? Like everyone
Neck.
does that.
Goes for your throat.
Well, everyone does that. Like they give the dog their arm. Just don't do that. Like
I think it goes for neck. Like this is to protect this.
Yeah, I think
Just
it's
rotate,
snapping
like,
at you.
like
up.
jump at it and then spin around and hit with your back.
I
That
played-
way,
hit it with your back.
Yeah.
There you go. That's,
So
that's,
we are
that's,
turning our back to the dog.
Yeah, that's the
no,
best-
but
the
you're not
best
running
solution
away
is
from
to
it.
put
You're
your
still
back towards
using
the
your own
attacker.
momentum and your own weight.
So you're running at it, and then the last second you spin around.
You spin around.
How do you hit something?
How
with
does
your
that not
back?
make sense to you?
It's like wow, but that fight was all like I hit the shit out of me with his back.
Yeah.
Tyson was great and all, but these new backfighters of our generation,
That's like the yellow belt of karate. They just try to punch with.
Everyone's chopping wood and breaking concrete.
Jumping over, like, smashing boards with their back.
It's a kid who grew up watching WWE, right?
No,
Yeah.
it'll work. What does not make sense about that?
And if that doesn't work, you bust out a folding
the
chair.
the dog's gonna have a folding chair and hit you.
Your back is incredibly sensitive. Like there's so much.
You know what's
stuff-
sensitive? Your throat.
Okay,
Yeah,
but
I would argue your front's more sensitive than your back.
I don't know though.
Really?
It just seems like
My dick's on my front.
But it's easy. It's easier to protect stuff in the front. I can't block my back. You know what
But
I'm
if you
saying?
get bitten in the back, that's better than getting bit in the throat.
I agree.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, then the throat, yes.
So we all agree that I'm right.
No.
You said hit it with your back,
I
Brandon.
still-
Yeah. You spin around and you hit it, but with your back.
Like, you're
So we
sacrificing your back.
I missed having you on the podcast.
That's not what I
Brandon.
said. I said you spin around and hit it with your back.
You know what, Brandon? Let me tell you
Same
something.
thing.
How many podcasts have we made?
200. This is 206.
206
206.
podcasts. In the history of the podcast, repeating something has never made it seem smarter. Ever. Just
you're not-
saying the exact same thing
I'm just-
again
You're not
does
even
not
adding
make it more
information.
intelligent.
You're just saying the same thing over and over. You're like Joel shouting DYY. Like no one understands. It doesn't matter.
You reiterate to
man.
make a point, like practice. Allen Iverson video?
Practice.
Practice.
No, but seriously, though, I don't understand why the move that everyone does is this. Like you say, that's to protect your throat. Everyone just naturally gives their arms
But
to dogs.
that's a reflex. Like, I've
Why
heard
don't you
of-
just do this?
It's
Like turtle up.
But
I think
I've
it's
heard loud
protecting, like,
noises.
turtle up.
You hear a loud noise and I do that, and I don't know why.
What is
I
turtle up?
Like you
you
turtle
know-
your neck. Like to protect your throat, you can go like that.
Yeah.
And dogs not get in my throat if my throat doesn't
No, it
exist.
will get to your throat.
No, listen,
If
I
it's
get
running-
that. But also, I think the worst thing you could do is you have a massive height advantage on a dog. A dog can jump, yes, but it's like that first initial charge, dodge that, and then the dog's got to come back around and get you.
But you're still running at the dog. That's what I'm saying.
No, you're running at the dog.
Yeah.
Backwards, apparently, presenting your back.
I hope one day I'm walking down the street with Brandon and a big dog starts chasing us because I'll be like, woof, this is easy.
no
Brandon's
problem.
going to run right at the dog and I'll be out of there.
Brandon
save your
turns around,
life.
running backwards towards the dog.
Brandon will immediately tear open the back of his shirt and turn around.
I got this.
And
Go,
attack
Hogan.
with his massive back attack.
Oh, I strained my back the other day.
Oh.
I went to the doctor. And I was like, I have this massive back pain I've had. It's actually for a month. And he's like, just take some leave.
Yeah,
It's
all right.
carbonite. C-A-R-B-O-N-I-T-E.
Dude, I could have used that shit. Did you know what happened to me? So
Brandon, it says all your data is backed up. It's safe from dogs.
yeah, that's true.
They put
So-
a big inflatable back around the side.
Now, you're talking about a prostate exam.
Yeah.
That is different than a colonoscopy.
Yeah. Oh, okay,
Prostate exam's the finger. Or
I think it's 2.
yeah,
Is it two?
Yeah.
No,
it's
not.
one.
It's
Because his eyes got super big on
Yahoo, answer it.
It's like
Wait.
Let's see what Google autocompletes when I type in how many fingers.
No, put it up.
No, we don't want to put that online. Oh, God. All right. Okay, it says how many fingers, what is...
It's so stupid. I typed in how many fingers.
Good God.
What does it
I
say?
typed in how many fingers, and it auto-completed. This is the #1 search for how many fingers. How many fingers does a person have?
How many fingers does a person
How
have?
many fingers does a person
Wow.
God, internet, you are so dumb. How many fingers can you fit? And then that doesn't say anything.
Well, there you go.
And how many fingers do cats? How many fingers do cats have?
How many fingers can you fit if you put a space at the end of it? What does that autocomplete?
Yeah.
How many fingers does a person have? Why is that the #1 search for fingers? All right.
So, what's the answer?
How many fingers in a prostate? How many
Whoa.
fingers?
Be careful here. The safe search on or
I even
off?
looked up. I said, how many fingers in and the autocomplete is how many fingers in a human hand? What is wrong with you? How many fingers in a prostate exam? Oh, surprisingly, this has never been asked before on Google. What to expect from a prostate exam?
Oh, God.
1 finger, Brandon. So calm down.
index.
So, Gavin, you were saying? When you poo.
I don't want to have that conversation now. I don't think.
No, go ahead.
Well, do you let your tip ever touch the
Go
inside
away,
of
go
The bowl?
the bowl?
No.
How do you stop that?
This, gotta like tuck.
So you're like
Tuck it into what, Gus?
Tuck it up against yourself.
so you're constantly tucking.
What?
Sometimes, some bowls are like
That's what I'm saying. 'Cause
shorter
I
than
recently
others.
moved, and I guess it's a tiny bowl.
Yeah.
But it's hard.
You're not constantly tucking. You just tuck once and you hold it there.
Now, there's
That's
some small
constantly
bowls.
tucking.
No, constantly. I imagine you're tucking. Like you're just like.
No, you don't have it. What are you talking about?
I just rest mine on top of the ring. So instead of going down, I go up and over.
I hope you're kidding, right?
Of course he's kidding.
Jack just goes to the bathroom and throws it up over his shoulder.
All right. Take a load off.
So are you having difficulty with a small bowl?
Yeah, I'm kind of like twisting almost to find the perfect
Twisting.
angle.
You have
Go back first
You have
instead.
a round toilet bowl as opposed to an oval one, which
Yeah.
is considered a higher. It's like a higher value toilet bowl, where they're like a luxury toilet bowl where it's longer.
And the water is quite high, and I don't know what's worse,
no.
if it hits the side of the bowl or whether it's drowning. You know, just like what the
Drowning?
The eyes are water.
That's definitely worse.
Good
Yeah.
God.
That's
So-
most definitely worse, I would say.
Yeah.
You know, water in a toilet is clean in the tank. In the bowl, not so much.
No. So I'm excited.
There's that story about, I think it was a woman who was taking a nap in her house one time, and a meteorite fell through her house and hit her while she was napping, and she woke up and there was a rock on her.
How big was it?
It was like this big, like a baseball.
Wow, and it slowed down enough?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot of force.
Yeah,
dude.
because I think it hit her roof, like went through the second story of her house, and then came into the first story and like went through that floor.
Maybe you're telling the story wrong. Maybe it hit her back.
And she was
Invulnerable.
fine.
She was totally fine. She had one hand over her throat.
It's like you're
Point
asleep,
proven.
and you're like, it's like you get punched, like, what? Yeah. You're like, this rock just came from space.
Damn kids. Just like,
It's like Meteor Man. You watching that?
when did sliced bread come along?
It was more recent than you think.
It's right after they sold hotcakes.
I think it was
first
the
time.
mid-30s, I think.
Were hotcakes the best-selling thing in history?
There must have been
Like, they fly like
one year at the World's Fair, guy shows up and sells hot cakes, and it was like, motherfucker,
These are selling like.
These are selling really well.
The next time people showed up with donuts, it's like, those sold as well as hotcakes.
And hotcakes carried out.
Is a hotcake a pancake?
Yes.
Yeah,
it is?
Yeah.
It is?
Hey, so who owns the copyright symbol? Is that owned by anyone? Does someone have that
What if
copyright?
that's not copyrighted?
Copyright a copyright symbol.
What if that's not copyrighted?
Someone has it, right? It's a universal symbol.
No, look at it though. Next time you see a copyright, look at it. It's
Is there a
probably got a
tiny
little
one
one next to it.
as
That
well?
it's like infinite. It goes back as far as it can.
That's what chimps do when they escape. They just take people's genitals. They just run at them, grab the bollocks, and run off.
Well, you
with
gotta
it,
turn
don't
your
they?
back to him. That's the key.
Then you're fine.
Yeah, just hit him with your back.
They'll take your back genitals.
Oh God! Thank God they updated Java.
Hey, what's up? It's the podcast.
Everybody.
Someone had our TV on the wrong input. We had no idea.
We're watching Brandon go like this.
Okay. We were watching the studio camera feed instead of the stream feed. So what a great start to Monday's podcast.
us watching
God.
a bunch of people going.
Oh.
So we were literally, they were watching us and we were watching them. That's what technology has now brought us in 2013, is two different rooms of people looking at each other, waiting for somebody to do something.
It's like
Plus the whole internet watching as well.
they were waiting for us and we were waiting for them, and everyone on the internet's just watching a bunch of idiots sitting around.
Awkward moment. Love it.
Yeah. People knew right
What was
about
that
them.
movie where the woman had the sexting relationship with the 10-year-old kid? Was it I Heart Huckabees?
No,
Jimmy
it
Savile?
was no, it was is that poop back and forth?
Back and
That
forth.
was you, yourself, and everyone you know, or something
Is
like
that
that.
this?
Yeah, I think that's what the movie's called.
It was really funny. She was,
It
the
will
it was-
poop back and forth.
the poop
forever.
goes back and forth because they would put
I just know that card from Cards Against Humanity.
It was a 10-year-old sexting, so he didn't know what to write. So he said, "We'll put our butts together and we'll poop back and forth."
So they're just crapping into each other's asshole.
And she's in love with him. She's in love with the 10-year-old. It's really
Yeah,
ridiculous.
me, you, and everyone we know. That's what it's called, I think.
I'm gonna throw up from laughing. Oh my god!
I don't like my right. This is why. Instead of all the weird ASMR stuff, I want my brain to be able to not visualize something if I don't want it to. Like pooping back and forth.
Like put a censored bar over it. Like
Yeah. You say that, and I don't want to think about the graphic. What that. But I
Have you ever actually thrown up from a thought? Yeah.
Yeah.
I've thrown up from a thought. Wait, what was the
If you
thought?
type poop back, Google completes and forth.
Back and forth. What is it from? Poop back and forth forever.
Can we see that scene?
Yeah, me, you, and everyone you know.
Me
We know.
and everyone we know.
Please pull that scene up.
Can you get a suntan? So I first looked up. I was gonna look up can you get a suntan, and it auto completes with can you get a suntan through a window? Can you get a suntan through the glass? Can you get a suntan in winter? But before I got to can you get a suntan, I just get to can you get, and that is can you get pregnant on your period? Can you get pregnant in a hot tub? Can you get mono twice? Can you get the fuck out of my face?
Hey, no, wait, modify that. For
What?
can you get, change YOU to you.
Can you? Okay, yeah. If I make it like text speak.
Yeah.
Can you? Just can you run it? Can you freeze cheese?
Is this with the letter U?
Yeah, why would you? Can you freeze cheese is more popular than can you print from an iPad? I just stop. Okay, so can you get pregnant when you're on your period? You're spelled you are. And then the one right behind that is, can you get the flu twice? Oh my God. Okay, so can you get a suntan through glass? We'll go back to that now. God, that's one of the most fun things to do on the internet. Is like see it autocomplete. It's just like this is what people are thinking. This is people's train of thought.
This is what Google thinks about us. Just like a human is typing, this is what they want.
Yeah, I know. That's what it's exposed to, right?
You talk about this in your journal. You have that when someone's speaking
Oh,
very softly.
ASMR?
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah.
I totally had that all my life, and I didn't
see-
know it was a thing.
Yeah,
I
it's a
didn't
thing.
even know how to explain it to someone.
It's weird,
What?
right?
It's like when
There's
someone's
this thing called-
talking really softly, and it makes you feel kind of like.
whenever somebody talks really quiet. It could be something. Some people they hear it from like
You're not
clicking and
explaining
typing
this.
and stuff. It's essentially it's a sensation where there's a certain sound. Most of
It's
the time it's like
ASRM, I believe.
no, it's ASMR.
ASMR? Okay.
Yes.
What does it stand for?
So does someone tell me what they're talking about?
Here's what it is. You hear for some people it's somebody talking softly or whispering. Maybe it's typing on a keyboard. What it does is it's different for everybody. It gives you like goosebumps or something. It's like a weird tingle in
when
your
I was a
head.
kid-
It is you get a physical feeling from something that's not physical. Like sometimes people will watch people do things. Like they'll watch people describe a model. There's all sorts of videos on YouTube.
Some people do it deliberately now.
Yeah.
When I was a kid at school, I watched someone braid someone else's hair in a very quiet room, and they were going like, just do it. And it's like you could hear everything, like the sound the hair
weird.
made. And I was watching.
It's different for everybody too.
There was two girls, and I was watching them do this.
Boner?
And no, I was like 6, and it felt like all of the hair on my head was stood up, and I actually had to go and look at a reflection of myself to make sure my hair wasn't all stood
We
up.
were just getting a boner.
No. I was getting this. I was getting this guy right before the podcast. I was watching this dude talk about the differences in video game controllers because I was like,
Boner?
oh, this is really no boner. It's the same thing. It was this guy just talking about here's the difference between a Sega Saturn controller.
And it makes you kind of get
and,
like.
and you're just like, man, this is really relaxing. I fall asleep to that stuff. Yeah.